You know what separates a garden that looks expensive from one that looks ordinary? It is not the plants. It is not the furniture. It is not even the size of the space. It is the edges. The clean, defined, intentional lines that tell every person who looks at your garden that someone who cares lives here. Someone with an eye for detail, a standard for quality, and a garden worth stopping to admire. Today we are going through 7 magical DIY edging and border ideas that will transform any backyard, any size, any budget, any style, into something that looks like a professional landscape designer got involved. And the best part? Every single one of these ideas is genuinely easy, genuinely affordable, and genuinely stunning. Let's get into it. Before we dive in, if you are new here, welcome to Golden Harvest Living. Hit that subscribe button right now and tap the bell so you never miss a new video. We bring you practical, honest, deeply researched garden content every single week that helps you create the outdoor space you deserve on a budget that actually works. And if today's video helps your garden look like $1 million for next to nothing, a quick thumbs up takes 1 second and helps this reach more gardeners who need it. We appreciate every single one of you. Now, let's go to the video. Okay, let's go to the video. Here is something most gardeners do not realize. The human brain processes garden edges before it processes anything else in an outdoor space. Clean, defined edges signal order, intention, and quality, instantly and subconsciously. Undefined, crumbling, or absent edges signal neglect, regardless of how beautiful the plants behind them actually are. This is why 2 gardens with identical plants can look completely different in quality, and why garden edging delivers more visual transformation per dollar spent than almost any other garden improvement available. Now, let's look at the 7 ideas. Item number 1, the crisp cut lawn edge. The classic hand-cut edge, zero cost, maximum impact. The crisp cut lawn edge, also called the dig and define edge. This is the most fundamental and most immediately transformative edging technique available, and it costs nothing. Using a half-moon edging tool or flat spade, you cut a clean, vertical line along the boundary between your lawn and your garden bed, creating a shallow trench with a perfectly defined vertical face. Mark your desired line first using a garden hose for curves or a taut string line for straight edges. Then push your tool straight down along that line to a depth of 3 to 4 inches, working steadily and following your guide faithfully. Remove the cut soil and add it to your compost heap. The resulting shadow line, the 3-dimensional definition between lawn and bed, is what the eye reads as quality and professional maintenance. Key benefit: a half-moon edging tool costs $20 to $30 and lasts a lifetime. Recut every 4 to 6 weeks through the growing season, and your garden immediately and consistently looks more expensive, more cared for, and more beautifully designed than it ever did before. This single technique, applied consistently, is the highest return garden maintenance habit available to any homeowner. The visual transformation on the first cut is genuinely shocking to most people who try it for the first time. Caution: the quality of the line you mark before cutting determines the quality of the edge you produce. Take your time establishing your guideline. A beautifully flowing curve or a perfectly straight line is the difference between a result that looks professional and one that looks arbitrary. Rushing this step is the most common mistake and the most avoidable one. Item number 2, the natural stone border. The organic, timeless edge that looks like a designer feature. The natural stone border, using fieldstone, slate, limestone, or sandstone. Natural stone edging has been used in garden design for thousands of years, from ancient Roman garden borders through English cottage garden paths to contemporary naturalistic landscapes. And the reason for its continuous popularity is simple. It is beautiful in a way that is organic, permanent, and impossible to fake with any manufactured alternative. Fieldstone cleared from rural fields, flat slate available in certain regions, and limestone or sandstone found locally can all be used to create a stone border of genuine beauty. Excavate a shallow trench 4 to 6 inches deep along your desired border line. Set stones into the trench with their top surface sitting 1 to 2 inches above lawn level, pressing each firmly into the soil and adjusting positions until stable. For an informal cottage garden style, use varied, irregular stones in a flowing organic line. For a more formal style, select stones of similar height and thickness and set them in a cleaner, more uniform arrangement. Key benefit: in many regions, suitable stone is available free. Farmers clearing fieldstone from fields are often happy for gardeners to collect it. Architectural salvage yards sell stone cheaply. And once installed, natural stone edging requires virtually zero maintenance. No repainting, no replacement, no seasonal attention. It simply ages beautifully, developing the patina and character of a permanent garden feature. Planting sempervivums and creeping thyme in the gaps between stones creates a living, fragrant, self-maintaining planted border that looks extraordinary in every season. Caution: the weight of stone makes large-scale installation physically demanding. Work in sections over multiple sessions rather than attempting the entire border in one day. And source stone locally wherever possible. Stone transported long distances is expensive, and its environmental cost is significant. Item number 3. The reclaimed brick border. The warm, classic edge that communicates permanence and quality. The reclaimed brick border, using second-hand bricks from demolition sites, salvage yards, or online listings. Brick edging communicates something that no lightweight or temporary edging material can: permanence, investment, and the kind of quality that has been built to last. New bricks are expensive and heavy to transport, but reclaimed bricks, salvaged from demolished walls, garden structures, and old paths, deliver the same quality look with additional character because they carry the warmth, texture, and personality of age that new bricks simply cannot provide. Source them from demolition sites where contractors need rubble removed, from architectural salvage yards, or from free and low-cost marketplace listings. Installation offers 3 distinct design options: the flat horizontal lay, where bricks sit flat end-to-end along the border at ground level, creating a subtle, understated edge ideal for contemporary gardens. The vertical soldier course, where bricks stand on their ends with their long face showing above grade, creating a taller, more formal, more visually present border. And the angled herringbone, where bricks are set at 45 degrees with alternating corners above grade in a zigzag pattern, the most decorative and most distinctively Victorian approach. Key benefit: reclaimed bricks are often free or very low cost, and their aged surface, the slight surface variation, the occasional moss and lichen, the warm patina of decades, is not a flaw. It is the quality that makes this edging look as though it has been in place for generations rather than installed last weekend. That impression of permanence and history is genuinely difficult to achieve with any new, purpose-made edging product. Caution: set bricks on a 2 to 3 inch bed of compacted, sharp sand rather than directly onto soil. The sand base provides stability, allows precise height adjustment, and ensures the bricks drain freely rather than sitting in waterlogged conditions that accelerate frost damage and destabilization over winter. Item number 4. The wooden log and branch border. The rustic woodland edge that looks like high-end garden design. The wooden log and branch border, using log rounds from arborists or fallen branches from woodland and storm damage. This is the edging idea that surprises people most consistently, because the instinct is that materials gathered free from fallen trees could not possibly produce a result that looks expensive and intentionally designed. But executed with care and the right installation approach, the wooden log border creates a boundary of such organic beauty and naturalistic elegance that it looks like something a high-end garden designer would specify. Log rounds, sections of tree trunk cut to uniform thickness, are available free wherever arborist work takes place. The chip drop service connects gardeners with arborists who need to dispose of wood material, including rounds and logs. Contact local tree surgeons directly. They need to dispose of cut rounds and are frequently glad to deliver a load to your address at no charge. Select rounds of similar diameter, 8 to 12 inches is ideal, and press them firmly into the prepared soil in a line along your border, with their top surface sitting approximately 2 inches above lawn level. Pack soil firmly around each round. Gaps between rounds are not a problem. They allow plants to spill through in a naturalistic way that adds to the charm of this style. Key benefit: beyond the extraordinary aesthetic quality, wooden log borders provide genuine ecological value. The deadwood habitat supports solitary bees, beetles, and other invertebrates that are essential components of a healthy garden ecosystem. The log border is therefore simultaneously a design feature and a wildlife feature. Two functions from one free material. As the logs decompose over years, they enrich the soil immediately around them with fungal mycelium and slowly released nutrients, a long-term soil health benefit unique to this edging material. Caution: avoid using logs from diseased trees. Fungal diseases present in diseased timber can spread to adjacent garden plants through the soil. Source logs from healthy felled trees wherever possible. Also be aware that logs in contact with damp soil will decompose over 3 to 8 years, depending on the wood species. Hardwoods, like oak and cherry, last significantly longer than softwoods, like pine and willow. Item number 5. The metal lawn edging strip. The contemporary professional edge that landscape designers use. The metal lawn edging strip, available in steel, aluminum, and Corten weathering steel. If the previous ideas lean toward the naturalistic and traditional end of the design spectrum, metal lawn edging strip is the clean, crisp, contemporary solution. The edging material that professional landscape designers and high-end garden maintenance companies use to achieve the razor-sharp lawn edges of modern luxury gardens. It is a thin strip of metal, 3 to 4 inches wide, set precisely at the boundary between lawn and bed with its top edge flush with the lawn surface, creating a perfectly defined line that looks machine-cut at all times. Standard galvanized steel edging is the most affordable option, available from garden suppliers for a modest cost per running meter, and rusts gradually to a warm brown patina that many gardeners find attractive. Aluminum edging is permanently rust-free and maintains a consistent, bright metal appearance indefinitely. Corten weathering steel is the premium option, rusting to a stable, deep orange-brown surface that stops corroding and looks genuinely spectacular in contemporary garden designs. Installation requires a clean spade cut along the desired line. The metal strip tapped into the cut until its top edge sits flush with the lawn surface, and the soil firmed back against both faces of the strip to hold it in position. Key benefit: metal edging maintains a perfect, consistent line indefinitely, unlike plastic edging that sags and warps, or organic materials that decompose. Once installed correctly, it requires essentially no ongoing maintenance and continues to produce that razor-sharp contemporary edge year after year. It is also the most effective physical barrier against grass creep into garden beds. The thin, deep metal flange cuts through runners and rhizomes before they can cross into the planting area, dramatically reducing the hand-weeding required along bed boundaries. Caution: cut edges of metal edging are genuinely sharp. Wear heavy leather gloves throughout installation and handling. And when cutting sections to length at corners and curves, use metal snips rather than attempting to bend the strip over a corner, which creates a weak point that the soil pressure will eventually exploit. Item number 6. The planted living edge. The living, blooming border that is beautiful and functional simultaneously. The planted living edge, using lavender, blue fescue, liriope, catmint, or creeping thyme. The planted living edge takes garden edging beyond structural materials entirely and into the realm of living plants. Using low-growing, spreading, flowering, or foliage plants as the defining boundary between lawn and garden bed. This is the edging style that most directly connects garden design with gardening itself. The approach that says the most beautiful border material is a living, growing, seasonally changing plant. For sunny edges, compact lavender varieties like Hidcote and Munstead create the most classically beautiful and most fragrant living edge available, producing their blue-purple flower spikes in summer with an impact that elevates any garden border immediately. For contemporary style in full sun, Festuca glauca, blue fescue, creates a steel blue, tufted grass edge of modern elegance that maintains consistent color through all 4 seasons. For shaded edges, Liriope muscari is the definitive solution, tolerating dry shade and root competition while providing year-round evergreen foliage and late summer purple flower spikes. For cottage garden style, catmint tumbles gently over the edge of paths and lawns in a flowing lavender blue cloud that is one of the most romantic and most pollinator-loved edging plants available. Creeping thyme, planted densely along a border edge, creates a fragrant, low, flowering carpet that releases its herbal scent with every footstep nearby. Key benefit: the living edge does something no structural edging material can. It improves with each passing season. As plants establish and spread, the edge becomes fuller, more beautiful, and more effective as a physical boundary. It simultaneously provides pollinator habitat, fragrance, 4-season interest, and the warm, personal character of a garden that is genuinely planted with thought and love, rather than merely outlined with a manufactured product. Caution: the discipline of planting in a consistent, aligned single row at even spacing is what makes a living edge look designed rather than accidental. Plant in a perfectly straight line using a garden line as your guide, or in a smooth, consistent curve following a garden hose. Irregular spacing and wandering alignment make a living edge look like plants that merely happen to self-seed along the border, which is the opposite of the intentional, expensive-looking result you are going for. Item number 7. The decorative tile and mosaic border. The handmade artisan edge that is completely unique to your garden. The decorative tile and mosaic border, using broken ceramics, tile offcuts, glass, and pebbles set in cement. We close with the most artistic, the most personally expressive, and the most genuinely unique edging style available, the decorative mosaic border. This is the concept that transforms a functional garden boundary into a genuine work of art, a handmade, individually designed, permanently beautiful feature that carries your own creative vision in every piece of ceramic and glass. The tradition is deep-rooted in Mediterranean garden design. The ceramic-edged borders of Portuguese, Spanish, and Moroccan gardens reflect centuries of integrating decorative tile work into outdoor spaces as both functional boundary and personal art. The materials are free or virtually free. Broken ceramic plates and bowls, the chips and accidents that would otherwise go to landfill, tile offcuts from kitchen and bathroom renovation projects, often available free from renovation contractors, colorful glass bottle fragments broken carefully and smoothed at the edges, smooth river pebbles gathered from stream beds. Mix your collected materials into a coherent color palette of 2 to 3 colors. Then, set them into a strip of fresh concrete or tile adhesive along your prepared borderline, following your pre-planned pattern, filling gaps with outdoor grout, and sealing the finished surface with outdoor masonry sealer. Key benefit: no other garden edging in any price range is as completely unique as a handmade mosaic border. It cannot be purchased. It cannot be replicated by a neighbor or copied from a catalog. It is entirely yours, a permanent expression of your creativity that guests consistently photograph, compliment, and ask about. In the process of making it, collecting the materials, planning the design, setting each piece by hand, is one of the most genuinely satisfying creative activities available in the home garden. The result lasts for decades with essentially zero maintenance. Caution: work in sections of 1 to 2 feet at a time. Fresh concrete and tile adhesive have a working time of 30 to 40 minutes before they set too firmly for adjustment. Rushing beyond this window produces a poor quality result that is very difficult to correct once the setting material has cured. Also, wear safety glasses when breaking ceramics. Ceramic and glass fragments travel fast and far when struck, and eye protection is non-negotiable. 7 ideas, 7 transformations. All genuinely easy, all genuinely affordable, and all genuinely magical in what they do to the overall look of a garden. The hand-cut lawn edge that costs nothing. The organic beauty of natural stone. The warm permanence of reclaimed brick. The ecological elegance of wooden logs. The crisp, contemporary precision of metal strip. The living beauty of planted borders. And the completely personal artistry of the mosaic edge. Your garden deserves beautiful edges. Now you know exactly how to give them to it. Thank you so sincerely for watching today. We genuinely appreciate every single one of you being here. If today's video gave you the inspiration and the practical plan to finally transform your garden edges, please hit that like button right now. Share this with every gardener you know who has been looking at their yard and feeling like something is missing, because this is probably exactly what that something is. And if you are not yet subscribed, now is your moment. Hit subscribe and tap the bell so you never miss a weekly upload. We will see you in the very next video. Until then, grab a spade, define those edges, and watch your garden transform overnight. Happy gardening!